Welcome back to another episode of The Quiet Hold. This channel documents the operating systems behind managing and scaling quiet, predictable single-family rentals in overlooked U.S. markets. Today, I'm walking you through the exact system we use to find and manage contractors for rental rehabs and turnovers across a 50-property portfolio. This video is for operators who want rehabs to run without contractors dictating timeline, cost, or quality, especially if you're managing remotely. Remote operations are more systems-heavy than in-person. But once you master remote rehabs, in-person becomes dramatically easier. One quick clarification before we start. The rehabs discussed here are rental grade, functional, durable, and clean, not luxury finishes, not design-heavy projects. Affordable housing does not mean slum housing. Every unit must be safe, functional, and something a tenant can call home. This system is documented, repeatable, and removes most of the chaos landlords deal with. Most rental rehabs fail for 4 predictable reasons. First, bad contractors. When an unprofessional contractor is hired, the odds of getting burned are high. It's extremely common for contractors to collect large deposits, sometimes 50%, and then disappear or stall. For out-of-state rehabs, this is the single most common failure point. Second, contractors control the scope instead of the owner. I've made this mistake myself, accepting the lowest bid without questioning necessity or trimming non-essentials. Over time, I learned that a lot of proposed work simply isn't required, and capital gets spent for very little long-term return. Third, no written standards. When expectations aren't documented, quality depends entirely on who shows up that day. The solution isn't micromanagement, it's front-end quality control, which we'll cover shortly. Fourth, costs move because nothing is locked before work starts. I've made this mistake too. Once scope, pricing, and expectations were locked, rehab costs stabilized immediately and capital efficiency improved. When you fix these 4 variables, rehabs become fast, clean, and low cost, even if you never step foot on the property. Now I'll walk you through the system we use to make that happen. Let's kill a myth first. Good rehabs do not come from good contractors. They come from good processes applied to competent people. Trade quality varies wildly. The bar for professionalism is low. A contractor who can follow checklists and systems is extremely valuable. We do not look for large corporate contracting firms. They're expensive and optimized for homeowners, not rental portfolios. We also avoid people who lead with pride or personality instead of process. We look for problem solvers who can operate within a defined scope and budget. We never rely on one channel. Our contractors come from local Facebook trade groups and marketplace, referrals from realtors and handymen we already trust, previous subs who completed work cleanly. We avoid large general contracting firms, sales-driven remodel companies, anyone who leads with charisma instead of execution. If someone has a polished website and a sales pitch, they're usually too expensive and too slow. Before pricing is discussed, we require 4 things. First, proof of recent work, not photos from years ago. Current jobs, ideally rentals or turnovers. Second, responsiveness. If communication is slow or unclear during screening, it won't improve mid-project. Third, comfort with written scope. We send our scope early. If they push back with, "I prefer to walk the job," that tells us everything. Fourth, professional compliance. Ideally operating under an LLC, insured, and able to provide a W-9. This isn't about bureaucracy. If someone can't complete basic documentation, we don't proceed. No one starts with a full rehab. The first job is a small turnover, a partial scope. Simple work like locks, detectors, photos, or minor repairs. We're not evaluating craftsmanship yet. We're evaluating timeliness, communication, instruction following, willingness to send photos. Most contractors fail here. That's fine. We move on. This part is critical. We never rely on one contractor. Every market has a primary and a backup, a third option. No one gets leverage over the portfolio. When contractors know they're replaceable, behavior improves immediately. Here's the rule we never break. If a contractor needs excessive supervision, they are removed. The system does the supervising, not us. We don't babysit, we build repeatable outcomes. Our default payment structure is simple. Net 30. Work is completed first. Verification happens via photos and walkthroughs. Payment is released only after scope compliance is confirmed. This rule alone filters out most unreliable contractors. Professionals manage cash properly. Contractors who demand immediate payment often transfer financial instability to you. We make one exception, and only one. If a vendor is extremely fast, consistently professional, and heavily discounts pricing in exchange for upfront payment, then we may approve partial or full upfront payment case by case. This isn't about trust. It's a calculated trade-off. Payment timing is a control mechanism, not a courtesy. Finding contractors is not about trust. It's about structure. When scope is written, standards are clear, and payment is controlled, even average contractors produce excellent results. And when someone fails, the system absorbs the damage, not you. That's how rehabs stay fast, clean, and predictable, even from thousands of miles away. Remote investing today requires more structure than ever. If you're still relying on trust and verbal agreements, you're exposed. If you want this system fully written out, including screening checklists, payment rules, and disqualification criteria, I've linked the SOP in the description and pinned comment. If you want more operations-focused content, feel free to subscribe. We release one video per week covering systems behind predictable rental portfolios. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.